We're at the Southampton Boat Show and this is the world premiere of the Oyster 565 and you have to have a look on board this new boat. This is number 2. The first one went straight to the Med and this one is going to Scotland and will be sailed around Norway and Iceland, and then it's going to do the world rally as well. Moving forward up the nice flush deck, there's a lot of modern features in this in terms of all the modern flush fittings on the deck. Really nice underfoot, whilst keeping traditional Oyster features as well, so ventilation right through those big coach roof windows. You notice these fittings on the deck, for example, are 4 Dorades, so the Dorades will go in there with the rails that fit in these fast mounts around them, but when you don't need that ventilation you get this good flush foredeck. And then moving forward you'll obviously see the benefit of those massive skylight windows when you go down below. Huge chunky bowsprit with a double bow roller, hydraulic furling sails, so both the jib and the main, and a hydraulic windlass there. And yeah, so many sort of standard features to point out, but I'll try and do my best to show them. So this size boat comes with 100 meters of chain as standard, deck wash system in there for the chain, controls for the windlass, good size chunky tow rail with a scupper running alongside it as well, folding cleats. And then something different to the old 575 and 56 before is there is a proper sail locker too, so easy to fit, you know, the modern penchant for code 0 sail with furling asymmetric or snubber sails, kedge anchor nicely mounted up on the bulkhead there, and plenty of room for the warps. It's not standing headroom deep in there because below there is a retracting bow thruster. So this is another watertight bulkhead there, and this is a twin rudder yacht, so they've gone for a retracting bow and stern thruster as standard. Choice of rigs, so comes as standard with a Selden aluminium rig with in-mast furling. This one's got the spinnaker pole for poling out the jib, and inner forestay as well. 105% jib, and yeah, moving aft, good grab rail here on the reasonable height, and high guard rails as well. We feel very secure. Boarding ladders on the side as standard. The lead from that jib track comes up through here into here, exits out of here to a powered primary winch as standard. And then moving aft, you will see the benefit of modern design is the extra beam that gives you, and you can see that in this huge lazarette which extends right outboard each side. As I say, twin rudders. Another benefit of that is the space between them, you're not blocked up with a quadrant, and that is a sealed bulkhead aft. There is the option to have a dinghy garage on this, but most I think all owners so far have chosen this format, which and they'll have davits fitted here, so keep your dinghy on davits, and that means that's a watertight area into the lazarette, and this proper, I'd say super yacht style really, swimming platform aft. And you see the chunky fittings on those rails and ladder at central there, so you can actually moor your dinghy alongside it. A lot of work was done on making it an easy boat to walk through as well, so easy passageway through to the centre cockpit. Single point main here which goes
under deck, around blocks, and comes to this powered winch here, standard sort of Oyster feature. What this means really is from the helm position, you can see it's pretty easy to get within reach of the sheets. So one person with an autopilot really can control the boat pretty easily. A lot of work done on these helm areas. You can see, well, probably that the deck itself is not flat. There's a nice deep well here each side, so that puts the helmsman inside the boat, not feeling right on top of it, and feel sort of secure in here, along with obviously having good sized rails fitted around the seating areas itself. The furling systems on push buttons here, and you can probably notice already the amount of size you have, amount of room you have in that centre cockpit. Extra ½ metre, I think, over the 575. Beautiful evening here at Southampton Boat Show. I mean, imagine sit around 10 people around here. Look at this sort of standard feature you get on an Oyster. Huge stainless steel fridge in the middle of the table. Keep all your beers cold, or your champagne or rosé or whatever owners of this sort of boat drink. A lot of work gone into the mouldings, all very sort of neat, modern, angular designs, and yeah, plenty of light through this big dolphin spray hood as well. The owner of this boat's actually got an integral bimini which will cover all of the cockpit back after those helm positions, so we have a huge protected area here. Fantastic deep centre cockpit this. And then we move down the companionway, solid stainless and glass companionway doors, down 7 steps. It's quite a deep descent, but into a pretty phenomenal looking interior, really. And the reason I'm saying that is because, having just had a tour through the boat, I was just very, very impressed with all the fixtures and fittings, the standard, the quality of finish throughout, the level of engineering. Oyster have pulled out all the stops here. So obviously there's a choice, owner's choice, what upholstery you want, what trim they want. This one's very nice in oak with walnut floor. Lots of work done on the indirect lighting. And you can see immediately the benefit of having these vertical seascape windows, which are standard here in the saloon and an option in the owner's cabin. And yeah, the fresh air coming through those big coach roof windows. Really, really nice to see the water outside and the conditions outside everywhere you look. Proper chart table. All of the mod cons and electronics you want fitted on the panel there, plenty of screen room. And have a look, sort of thing that Oyster do really well, access to the wiring behind all of these. So if you need to get at it, you can easily, but also shows how neatly it's all been installed. Anything that needs to be maintained or serviced on this boat is easy to access. And then moving aft here, this is what I think they call a utility cabin. So would normally just be stowage space down here, but this owner wanted a pilot berth because as a couple they'll be going around the world, so this makes sense to have a passage berth here with communication up into the cockpit. Space for obviously for a washer dryer. This table folds out over the berth with tools set there, so you have a workbench above it as well. Great place in the centre of the boat to sleep on passage. And then 3/4 height engine room door into an immaculate engine room 150 horsepower Volvo Penta, your filters fitted up there, access to the back of the genset, but also the companionway steps lift up for access to the forward end of that. Tanks below the saloon floor, fuel and water, 900 litres of fuel, 800 and something litres of water I think, plus a water maker. There's stowage under the actual settee berths. And then under this semi-raised saloon floor, they're not screwed down anymore, they're on these fast mount suckers here. So you can, with a sucker you can lift any of these bilge panels and get access into deep bilge there. Manifold systems all easy to reach. Nice rubber coating on the sole panels, so nothing should make too much noise underway. And moving forward, guest accommodation. So a Pullman berth to port here. Carpet in the cabin. Oh, very nice underfoot. This is called the VIP cabin, and there we go. That is the benefit of that huge skylight above. Loads of natural light in here. Good headroom as well. I would guess at least 6.5 foot through all the cabins. And benefit of the sail locker brings that bulkhead there aft, so you get more beam, you get access up each side of this berth, and the berth itself is lower than the 575, for example. Plenty of stowage. In here, for example, you notice cedar lining, you can smell it as soon as you open it. Every locker ventilated and lit, something Oyster have always done well. And the level of craftsmanship, very impressive. Shared heads and shower area to starboard, electronic flush standard, glass doors, very nicely done. Back into the saloon, a couple of lockers by the steps. So this side we have the water maker controls, the membranes under that passageway utility berth aft there, and then opposite here, the breakers as well with an emergency stop button. Good to see. This table, as Oysters old have had, is that splits, pulls out, and you have a leaf that butterflies open, and 2 directed chairs that can go central here and stow underneath that seat. So should you wish to sit to dine below, you can. Fantastic passageway galley. Why do I say that? Because it's nice and light. It's a good width between the passageway for bracing on either tack. Double sinks inboard, proper top-down bin. And by that I mean that Oyster have made sure all of the available space below is used in a sort of triangular custom shape for it. And indeed, all of these cupboards and drawers go right out. See how large they are, they go right out. Board as much as possible, sliding drawers, raised lockers, 5-burner hob and oven as standard, stainless steel, front facing fridge freezers as well, deep, lots of cold stowage. And then moving into what I think is probably the pièce de résistance of this boat. Look at this. What a stunning aft cabin to have on a 56-foot yacht. And these seascape windows are an option on this, but all bar one owner have chosen. But to lie there and to wake up in the morning and look out of those hull windows must be very, very nice indeed. And there's a real feeling of luxury throughout this yacht. escape hatches onto the cockpit, and a big private ensuite with separate shower. Very, very nicely done. So I think we can safely say this is Oyster back with a real bang under new ownership of Richard Hadida. Lloyd's registered craft, they're inspected every couple of weeks, and if this 565 is anything to go by, I think we're going to be in a special new era for this British brand. Hope you like the walkthrough. See you soon.